one thing about me is that I think the world, like, I understand I'm just like carbon, glucose, and an orgasm from both of my parents, hate fucking or fucking passionately, and I'm here. But that's not what I am actually, like, there's so much beauty and magic in the human being that it's not just about, you think it and you believe it. It's like, okay, if you have this thought, what do you do from walking from here to the train station to home to thinking to sleeping to be able to bring that thought to reality? If you're someone that doesn't have anything or know anybody, how are you going to create a network of unbelievable things from nothing? And I think people don't understand how to tap into that kind of magic to walk along the fine lines of walking on the trajectory of thought to be like, okay, this is where it begins. It starts with a stem, it starts with a small seed, and that small seed might be stark in a song. That song might have a sound that's similar, and you put that song out, and then you do that, and then you align yourself here, and it's crazy because it's like I wanted to be around half of the things. And I remember when I started taking off one by one, I started to believe I was like psychic, but it wasn't about being psychic. It's just that I am an absolute maniac, and I look at patterns of the world around me and how a ripple is just a small wave to jump on quickly to be able to, you know, travel myself into this part of the river, to float down to this part and then get into the bigger ocean and then swim as far as I can in it to see how big and vast it is, and then knowing that in each corner of this ocean there's so many things and places and people that I haven't explored, but I need to be able to get from the North Atlantic to the Red Sea, and I will never be limited to it because in the Red Sea there are people that will be able to understand my ethos in ways that they don't understand because we're all in a massive industry and it's so scarce and fast and there's so much bullshit. But I am like I said, I'm a student of this game and I'm a student of you.
Killa Kela podcast. KillaKelaOfficial.com.
Street Culture TV.
Beatbox created.
Killa Kela.
And we're here to talk about world music and street culture.
Killa Kela podcast.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Killa Kela podcast live and direct, Central London, or as central as you need to be. You don't want to be anywhere else, baby. It'd be a poor time for you. You'd get lost, you'd lose your way, and then you'd have to drag yourself back into over 600 podcasts that you need in life. So tell a friend, subscribe, and keep on indulging. Okay, people, our sponsors, the mighty GKNIFTYHEADS, have 10,000 play-to-earn GraffPunks NFTs to give away. Get ready as London's white trash goes blockchain digital with Bitcoin Cash tokens locked into them to claim. Get yourselves over to the website GKNIFTYHEADS.com and play to earn now. Inside the house, we have a gentleman. I'm fan first, you understand, a mixed genres, and this man encompasses a lot of them. Not only collaborating with the likes of Pain we have in the UK, I mean, he'll run off the names and we'll pick them up later. But then Corey Taylor in the States, friends in high places, Kerrang Radio, Kid Bookie inside the place.
If I would die!
We're in for a treat.
Hello.
How are you, my brother?
I'm back. You know what? I'm good. Before I used to start podcasts and be like, I'm partially okay thinking about this because I'm very honest. So it's very hard to go into something with just like a false, pretentious idea of what we're about to do. So, but now I'm good. I'm really good.
Where's that? Is it confidence? No, it's more.
I would say I think I've got like Austin Powers to say mojo back. I feel like I've got some pizzazz. You know, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. The sperms count stronger. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been. It's like there's bigger pools when I come.
In our strength.
Yeah, I come bigger pools now. So.
Well, also it's the journey of the sperm, equivocal of a journey of an artist, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
You know, you have to keep on going through these tight holes and
coming.
But on a real, you do kind of learn as you go, and there's no rules to this game, is there?
No.
You pick up the bits that you need to and when you should do any given course, right?
100%. Learning is all part of the game. Failing is the biggest part. Winning is only a tiny percentage.
The metal world will know you for one thing. The hip-hop world will know you for another. And then there's this sweet spot in the middle, which is your core audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, literally. It's funny. That's like the best way to kind of put it.
Yeah. And when you put it like that, that sweet spot there, that we call them the tastemakers, isn't it? They take a long time to get to you.
Oh, 100%. 100%. In a weird way, I'm very lucky to be press heavy, in the sense of, you know, I don't know, it's weird. Like, there's a fine line when you do what I do between making rock music, rapping in it, especially when there's rap in rock. It's the idea of it to many is it can be corny because there's a lot of corny metal and rap out there. And I think when I say that, I don't mean just because like people can't make music. I think it's like any science. When you fuse things together, you have to have the right temperatures and you have to have the right science to make it the chemistry to make it that
De-cliche.
Yeah. So and I think so it's hard sometimes to translate what you do when you come into these places rapping, because it's like there's so much idea behind before you even get to start.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been lucky, the tastemakers have kind of given me. Actually, I've gone through years of the tastemakers. I've read every review. I'm a serial reviewer. You know what I mean? You can't fucking run away from it. I've clicked it, bro.
I remember your name.
I'm on Reddit, bro. Like, don't ever try it. So I've seen what it is. And, I get to see the journey of me thinking I have to make music for this and then go through the labels and make music for that and then blah, 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 to kind of come through years of the cycle to know that, all right, I've found who I am and what I am. And now it's not even about impressing those tastemakers, because I just know I know what the people mean more than anyone's opinion that has a job to tell it. You know what I mean? Because you can be one person's opinion will be overrun by hundreds of people's feelings.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Yeah.
Your fans, the early adoptees would have been introduced to a more rap edge.
Hell yeah.
That was like 2015, maybe even earlier. So
I'd say it's like 3 different evolutions. There's like the grime side when I first started, because I came from rock, but I jumped into grime from school, just kind of not knowing what you're doing as you're young, just like, I don't really know what this is, but I'm in it. But I was lucky enough to kind of fall into it because it found me nuance and pockets that I would never be able to do if I didn't fall into it.
And it's music with guts as well. Let's be honest.
100%.
Still got the same energy, right?
Crazy energy. Then there was the alternative rap Kid Bookie, which was just the borderline precipice of me adding in guitars and rock until I kind of went just full on, here I am, hey, do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel like there's been 3, and even now I'm still kind of cocooning and shedding, because, the artist never dies whilst they're living. They just, they just die when they're dead, but the music will live on. So you kind of got to go through all phases to embody and encompass every kind of part, the facets that you have,
Funny you say that, because I was about to come to the point that Kid Bookie to me embodies the street from a very different viewpoint. But it's actually a similar view. A lot of people share that viewpoint, but they don't often get the platform to be a part of the street. Do you know what I mean? 100%. When I listen to your production and the way that you work on track, you go to all those different extremes, to hat tip, to all of those 100%. Right components of street.
I thank fuck someone understands.
It's fact. It's true, isn't it? Like when I hear even some of the new stuff that I just got a chance to hear just a minute, I was just like, dude, like it's going right to all corners of the octagon. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I rate most about you, is that you're not afraid to take the risk. But in actual fact, there isn't a risk because you're embodying it in a street way.
It's weird. It's funny because my whole thesis, I would say, as of late, is kind of, like I said, go back to the soil. I've been signed for so long, in the sense of like many, many years, and just thinking, all right, I've got all my boys behind me. I tour with them, etc., etc. I've dragged them out of places that they might not have been able to do what they do if I didn't have this opportunity. I have to tap dance like a monkey to be able to keep this up. And you do lose that authenticity to the streets. You really do.
Do ya?
Oh yeah, I went so far away from it because I was making shit fucking songs like Love Drunk and all this crap that I'm not. They're songs that I can do, but they're not resemblances of what I want to do. They're like you're saying, where you could go outside and learn the violin and be part of a symphony. I don't know, isn't it? But so I lost that until recently. I just did a new song, and I just was like, I'm going back to my hood. I'm gonna stick a drum set and an amps in the blocks, like Woolies Dockyard, and I'm gonna let the characters from this area speak. And throughout the whole video, people are involved in this video. They're just characters from the block. It makes the whole video. Going to my face, and it was just like, this is what you are. Like, don't run away from it just because you not realize you have the opportunity to. And I feel like this is where the key sense of people when they say they sell out. Not that I sold out. You don't really realize that you're selling out per se. You just try to make choices that are more for capital and bank than they are for the culture and who you are.
Yeah, 100%.
And I didn't even get to sometimes make the bank. So it was like why did you even get to lose that?
Why did you even
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like now, so like, you got to be humble with it. I've lost hundreds of thousands of listeners and hundreds of thousands of views, but I'm now at the point where I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, because now I get to claw back with like the core people that you had and measure each part of my actual, spikes that I do throughout my career again, rather than having them all database through a label that I don't understand or they're not giving. You know what I mean? It's like get to see my shit. So I'm in a really nice spot. Doesn't matter who I know, who can do what for me, whatever. It's now I'm really enjoying being able to put out songs again and be like just clock. 10,000 views has just happened again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not like, oh my god, it's just 100,000 in 2 weeks. Like I'm embarrassed. Disgusting. It's disgusting. I fucking hate the way that's even happened. You are pricks and cunts.
Yeah.
Disgusting!
And what ruins it the most is that the people that are locked into the numbers and the value of subscribers, etc., is their foundations are weak. And for Kid Bookie, the regression. Well, it's not even regression because you've brand built now. So you're going back to your original roots. Okay, you might
100%.
lose it, but the truth is your brand is forever strong. And when you look at things like Kerrang Radio, proof is in the pudding. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's hard. I don't give myself a lot of credit because sometimes I look around like, am I supposed to feel like 100 applauds so I understand the measure or magnitude of what I do? Or is it supposed to be me who gives myself that pat on the back, like, well done, you've done this because you didn't actually do this before? So sometimes you get confused or you limit the process of feeling because you think, am I supposed to be validated further for some of these things? It's not that, and that's unfortunately being a victim of this industry.
Yeah. But I think it's a very British thing.
It's very like oh, where's the fucking millions of like everyone like that,
We wouldn't want to give him too much praise. He might be too big for his boots, or he might
100%.
just be better than us.
And I'm a very brazen character. I swing my dick.
Yeah, but that's why we love you, dude.
Yeah, and so it's like, and you get that beaten out of you, especially when you got to go through the corporate cycle. Because now, the thing that they loved you for and the people that sign you for is the thing that actually scares everyone off when you're in it.
Yeah.
So you're like, God, I can't. And, people call me to. You know how many people call me to delete tweets? Start getting scared. I'm having to unwire. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, my dick is big.
So you want the lion, but you don't want the lion to interact on your behalf.
No, you don't want it to. And most people are, like I say, I always say, not everybody, because I hate putting the umbrella to anybody. But most people that work in music, if that are not musicians or understand the depth of what an artist can be. If you clock out at 5 p.m, this is just a job. You're only doing what the job is. But we don't. This job doesn't end until death. No. So you don't understand how much deeper it is before 5 p.m. goes. So it's like you don't get to decipher who I am between the hours of 9 to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Because I am forever.
Cool.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And those are the most critical times of the evening.
Yeah.
To some people.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Different kinds of Kid Bookies come out at certain times of the evening.
Fuck with me between 8 to 12 p.m. and then 8 to 12 a.m. Two different beasts, depending on what I've consumed that day. And I don't just mean in alcohol. I just mean in hatred.
I mean, we were talking outside and, I did utter friends in high places, but where did it begin for you, brother? Where did your creativity, music, early adoption of culture, how was you growing up? How was it?
It's weird. I had there's two separate instances of me wanting to align myself with musicians and things that I wanted to be around. One of them when I was 16 years old and I was walking with Dot Rotten through near a house that I used to live in when I was younger, and I said to him, when I'm older and when I'm in music, I want to make music with Bone Folks. I want to make music with D12 and Eminem and I think I even said Slipknot. I listed all these people, just said, this is who I need to be. And I was 16 years old. And one thing about me is that I think the world, I understand I'm just like carbon, glucose, and an orgasm from both of my parents, hate fucking or fucking passionately, and I'm here. But that's not what I am actually, like, there's so much beauty and magic in the human being that it's not just about, you think it and you believe it. It's like, okay, if you have this thought, what do you do from walking from here to the train station to home to thinking to sleeping to be able to bring that thought to reality? If you're someone that doesn't have anything or know anybody, how are you going to create a network of unbelievable things from nothing? And I think people don't understand how to tap into that kind of magic to walk along the fine lines of walking on the trajectory of thought to be like, okay, this is where it begins. It starts with a stem, it starts with a small seed, and that small seed might be stuck in a song. That song might have a sound that's similar, and you put that song out, and then you do that, and then you align yourself here, and it's crazy because it's like I wanted to be around half of the things. And I remember when I started ticking off one by one, I started to believe I was like psychic, but it wasn't about being psychic. It's just that I am an absolute maniac, and I look at patterns of the world around me and how a ripple is just a small wave to jump on quickly to be able to, you know, travel myself into this part of the river, to float down to this part and then get into the bigger ocean and then swim as far as I can in it to see how big and vast it is, and then knowing that in each corner of this ocean there's so many things and places and people that I haven't explored, but I need to be able to get from the North Atlantic to the Red Sea, and I will never be limited to it, because in the Red Sea there are people that will be able to understand my ethos in ways that they don't understand, because we're all in a massive industry and it's so scarce and fast and there's so much bullshit. But I am like I said, I'm a student of this game and I'm a student of you. So I need to actually be near you, and so you can understand me and what I've carried from you to make it bigger. I'm an absolute maniac, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like everything I've wanted in a way, like I've kind of had to walk myself.
But transcribing at the bottom is just going fucking 10 to the dozen at the moment.
Yeah. But that's because that's what it is. It's synapse, and the brain is electrical impulses. Measure it up with the world around you, and you could be able to get electric back. You'll be powered, and it's magic, man. It's magic. You believe you can spin that globe and put your finger in Niger? I guarantee you, on the first spin, you can do it. Like, I ask my mates. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't know if it's delusional confidence or it's 1 in 100 each time you do it, and you just get lucky. But like I said, luck is there to be created. So you can do anything. It's just about understanding where. And if you want to have friends in high places, or not even just friends, because most of the friends in high places I have are my family. Like, they're not just like, ha, I'm here now and look at this phone book contact full of fucking madness. It's like, no, this is my family. I'm here to change your life just as much as you've changed my life. And even if I don't have the resources and minerals that you've got right now, I'll guarantee you with this wood and hammer that I have, I will make a fucking spear to get food for
It's
us
the
all.
value you add.
Yeah.
If you're tapping, because this doesn't get overlooked by me, I'm totally with these philosophies that you talk of.
I do talk in riddle, but I know what I mean. Do
I
you
know
what
exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. And if you don't, rewind and just really take note. The whole idea of... It's the idea of good family, good background, good upbringing, good idea, coming with that idea and letting the conscience take hold and take shape, and listen carefully. Just listen fucking carefully. 'Cause
100%.
if you're a good person and you get rid of all the dust and get rid of all the noise and all the social media, all the blah, 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 and you really channel it in, like, and it's not a spiritual thing, it's there for you.
Like I said,
Everything is
yeah.
different.
Like I said, patterns in the world. It's got to recognise the ripples, man.
It's a movie, and when people say it's a movie, no, the movie is beginning, middle, end.
100%.
But you got to have the journey. And going back to the Red Sea analogy, it's like, well, yeah, because you would get there. The jewel in the Nile, you know, it's that kind of shit.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
So this has been kind of your the calling of sorts with the way that you viewed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, because it's like, I wasn't ever going to do anything else. There's nothing I've been gravitated towards in my life.
Well,
other
that's the first strike in terms of there's no fucking plan B, is there?
Yeah, there was none. Like, there's none. There literally isn't. There's none. When it's bad, it's bad, and when it's great, it's great. I've done incredible things, you know, things that no one can take away from me, and things that I can, you know, things that I don't always apply to the highest because whatever. But I know it's hard, because sometimes you measure your stature by finance. And all right, cool, I've done all these things. I've had charting albums. I've had this, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I sometimes still struggle to go see Sid and Kelly Osbourne up in where they are. Even though they want to pay for my ticket, I don't want to take the money.
No.
I want to. Because I want to get to see you.
Yeah.
But goddamn, would it feel so better knowing that I can pay for my ticket to just go see my friends. You know how much I miss fucking half of these people, bro. And I was saying to Corey all the time, like, bro, he has to fly here so we can have dinner in England. Not like that. Like, I can, of course, there's things, but it's like, I just, like I said, it's hard. Like, the industry that we have now, like I said, it's not, you know, like I said, I've made choices. It's hard. I've made a lot. I could be better off, but I've made a lot of choices in desperation in this industry for short-term gain rather than thinking that I am forever in the future. No, I don't think it now. But like I said, it was more for the pressure of what's around me, knowing that you one day you've done a thing, and then the next 2 weeks later you've got a team around you, and it's all like, oh well, I didn't have this. This is great. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Slowly but surely, you start to hand over the reins of who you are to a bunch of people, and then you start to become like a caricature of yourself, leaning into what it was that made you got here in the first place. But it's not authentic anymore. It's more like bravado shock factor, because you know when you do this, you can get the reaction.
This is super honest. This is true accounts. I have no doubt. With my career, there was certainly, you know, some fucking money chucked at everything.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I think, and you know, the thing you think is like, well, yeah, but you're investing in your brand. Not. You just got to choose your horses. You got to back the right horses. So I kind of get where you're coming from. Sometimes it's that
I've seen shitloads of money, but I've also
fucking chucked
I'm also like sometimes scrounging around to make sure the car insurance is done. You know what I'm saying? That's because I'm also financially irresponsible. So it's not just because I'm... you fucking pricks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, listen, well, this is where these, you know, big superior, you know, agencies and managements come into play, and they take 20% of it or more.
Yeah, man. I recently left, my agent of 7 years recently left me. And she was also a really good friend of mine. Well, she's a good friend of mine. It's hard, it's a weird place, because it's like, you know, a lot of things have lost, you know, other than just musically. Like, it's weird. Last year was probably the worst year of my life. In the last 2 years of that year was probably the worst years of my life, for kind of like I was on autopilot, zombie mode, because you've worked yourself to a position to get to where, you know, you're now on TV, you're on TV, you're nominated for multiple awards, and all the awards you never thought you'd get, Mobos and all this and other, and it's like, it almost starts to become expected. You know, it comes around next year, like, I'm not in that, something's wrong. Do you know what I mean? But and then, but at the same time, the needle that you've been moving for so long is not moving, and you're looking around at yourself and this team that you have, and you know, the mincing of the words you've got to put, to the point like where, you know, you're not nurturing the things that kind of helped you, even if they weren't always helpful in the beginning, and you haven't, you know, at the end of it all, you say, oh, that wasn't that greatest, but the pursuit of this madness to make sure that you can sustain it, you lose a lot. And now, I guess, in the last couple of years now, you know, my agent's gone, the communications of my label are nowhere near what they were, you know, maybe because I've gone off the rails a little bit, but not gone off the rails in a negative sense, but I've started to not be so docile. I'm not just, like I said, I'm not just tap dancing because I have to keep a brand's name up where it is, because that's never what I stood for. So it's been a massive battle between what I stand for and what I need to do to keep my name in a place where I've got, you know, that's going to pay my bills. So, you know, I lost relationships, I lost homes, I lost friends, I lost agents, labels, people, managers, so much, to the point where I was like, well, if I've lost all that, I might as well lose this life. Do you know what I mean?
This sounds super severe, really, to the point of...
Yeah, because, brother, I was just, all I thought about was, like, let me just park it in the train tracks. I swear to fuck, so many people had to pull me out of it, because I had never experienced that level of loss so fast. And it was just a spiral effect. 1 week was happening, 1 week was happening, 1 week was happening. Boom, you get hit with a $3,000 debt from something you didn't control because you gave all your accounts to different people. And it's like, I've never experienced this. Yeah. And I'm like, well, fuck it, legacy. Do you know what I mean? Might as well go out now.
Boogie.
Yeah, I might as well go out now. We'll spike everything up.
Stop it.
But that's the thinking you can get to. And I'm nowhere near there. But I want to live forever. Yeah. Fuck you, death! But,
fuck you, death!
But that's where it got to. Because
brother, it's a scary prospect. And when it's like, you know, you're always 3 or 4 degrees away from being out on your ones and on the street or whatever. You know, there's that in all of us. When these things hit you like bang, oh fuck, bang, oh bang, bang. It happened to me, man. It fucking happens. And it happens when... it actually happens when you expect it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not one of those when you least expect it.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's coming.
And you're like, I can see it coming.
Yeah, I can see it coming.
Oh, here it comes.
But I'm busy.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen anyway? What's the worst going to happen? It's just coming at me.
And I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
But, oh, God.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, man.
All right, shit hits you like a fucking
time.
train track.
Luckily, the process of time and healing rewires your synapses away from those types of thinking. You start to align yourself back with the magic you carry, and you just get back on job. And because you've got a duty to change the world. I was such a maverick extremist when growing up in this industry, because all I have really is growing up in this industry, and all I wanted to do is change it. I've been a disruptor in a sense, known disruptor. It's hindered me, but it's also put me in the best places of my life, because everybody that has disrupted has taken me in. I spend my holidays and my Christmases in the best places in the world. Thank you, the Osbournes. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, tight.
But at the same time, we're in a very scared industry where moving the needle isn't as fearless as it once was. It's very structured and strategic, and virality and so what's the word? Trivial. It's nothing. It's just all inauthentic moments. Not that it is all surrounded by that. I'm not like, no, this is just because it's beautiful moments. But what the concept of music has become, and so many people fighting for this space to be seen, means they're doing so much inauthentic things for themselves just to get a moment. And like I said, all it is a moment. A moment is so one. Yes, a moment can change your life, and depending on what you do with that moment, because all music is having a moment and what you can do with the rest of it. But fighting for this moment and fighting for this space of a moment creates so much disparity between what's real and what's not, and what the actual music industry is. Because now, once that happens, people that are more powerful in the music industry, if they lean a certain way, everyone leans that way by force, not by choice, by force. And those that fight against it, you either change it as an anomaly or you fall to the ground. And I've seen so many fall to the ground. Most of the time, every artist is one bad move away from falling to the ground. Everybody's one bad fall. But in this place we love, it's like, all right, I've come in, I'm this maverick character, everyone's put me up. Every fucking article and press thing about me is about how ruthless I am and blah, blah, blah. But I don't actually get the opportunity to be that ruthless all the time. It's like I'm yearning to scream, but you put me in like an echo chamber of my own screams. You know what I'm saying? But you'll catch a soundbite from the room I'm in, and that's what you'll run with. So it's hard because music needs that, but they're actually scared of it. But it's like, okay, you can do it in that way. You have to make sure you align with the politics that the people want. Align with the politics that the people want, and you can be up there. But everyone's politics are different, and most people, so a lot of politics sometimes is mainstream. And people want to align with mainstream politics too.
Like kneecap, for instance, and
Palestine
thing, and then there's other has important causes. But in terms of what you represent and embody, again, it's like bringing a lion into the cage and then expecting them to not do anything.
100%.
So in the case and point of you trying to be tamed, it goes against the whole core principle of what your fans want.
What I came in doing, what I was loved for, and evolution is true. You have to evolve. I can't always be the loudmouth jester with the running commentary, trying to make sure everyone becomes the most provocative thing in the room. But also sometimes it's needed, and it's just needed when time and place. I've very learned to be time and place. I'm very extreme, depending on what the situations is. It's just time and place. Like I said, I don't need to come in here as a fucking on guns blazing, because it's not guns blazing. If anything, sometimes it's really nice to be able to just put forward my articulacy. Because like I said, when you become known for being the wild Tarzan, you're thinking, all right, I might as well strap that leaf up my arse and get a vine and swing, because this is what is expected. But,
it goes back to the dance monkey dance thing, isn't
100%.
it? And then next thing you're stuck in that rhetoric. Does the upsetting thing, the upsetter kind of side of you, is that what opens the doors to the likes of Sharon and Ozzy and Code? And is there an expectation from people that you meet within them, more kind of higher heritage acts, where you're that guy, and then they meet you, and it's just that. I mean, you've met a lot of people, right? This is part of the podcast here. Let's get into it.
I do get. The reality is, I am who I am. I can't run away from that, and I know I bring an energy to most rooms I'm stepping in, because that's just what I am. I'm a battery pack, and I want people to feel good. Ultimately, my core foundation is kindness.
Does that wear you out?
Depending on what's going on around me, because, like I said, the core foundation I believe and I carry myself with kindness, but I don't it's not like, oh, well, if you didn't reciprocate this, then I'm going to be like this. I'm just like, well, cool. But I'm also very dismissive of things that don't matter. And I know that's very trivial and it's so condensed as a term because what matters to me matters most to someone else. But I feel like I've got a very good judgment of like what matters within the small time frame we have. And I try to make people understand how little things matter for you to be able to move forward. Because if we focus so, and it kills you, and it rewires your head, and then you become anxious, and you become all these things, and it changes the way you need to actually think. Yeah. Like I said, magic. We're so magic, bruv. We're not just like high street dwellers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just walking past glasses to have a quick glimpse of what we look like in the moment. No, we're so magic, man. We're so beautiful and we're so special and nuanced. And
it's an analogy. Do you think there's just a random analogy that makes so much sense? The walking past the glass or sitting on the tube looking at yourself in the reflection.
Yeah, just to catch a moment.
What is this shit? You're right. Yeah. The magic is from within.
100%.
It ain't about what people think.
Don't. And that's where it begins. You have to tap back into like it doesn't. Like I said, there's a level of empathy you need to have, but empathy is a human trait, something that consciousness brought us, something that not a lot of things have, but we have it. So it's like you use it as your compass, but not as your full-on map. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone, you know what I mean. You might walk into a dead end with that, but like I said, it's a good compass.
In Bali or somewhere like that.
Yeah, it's a good compass. But it ain't your full-on map.
No.
So.
No. Cool, this is good. Right, so let's imagine this. Kid Bookie lands in Los Angeles. Who are you going to call first?
Oof, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'm calling, depending if he's there.
And then your phone book, obviously.
Actually, you know what? Who am I calling first? Oh, you know what? Who I'm calling first?
Yeah, you like this question, don't you?
I'm calling Billy Martin from Good Charlotte, the lead guitarist from Good Charlotte.
Strong.
I'm calling Billy Martin. He's one of my best friends in this universe. I love him so much. And I don't it's weird. Like, obviously, if you know me, you know that I work with Billy a lot. We do a lot of music together. Good Charlotte as a band, as people. Shout out Joe and Benji, are good friends of mine. But Billy's such a silent weapon, and he's so humble. And I'm like, sometimes, like, bruv, swing that big cock around, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, bruv, it's okay. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, bruv, I'll call him now just to tell him, bruv. Like, slap that cock on the screen, bro. Like, I'll call Billy. Then I'll call. Then I'll see. Right, where's Sid? I'll call Sid from Slipknot. I'll see Sid where? Because he's in Iowa right now with Kelly. Shout out my fucking family. Shout out baby Sydney, my nephew. God, I miss you all so much. I'll see if he's around. If he's not there, I'll say, Sid, I need some dank, some crazy dank. I know it's legal here, but you just came down to the city the other day to do a signing and promote a strain you fucking got. So give me that fucking strain.
You know what it is. You know what
I'm saying? I'll call them. Then I'll be in the studio. I'll call my boy Noah Sebastian from Bad Omens. If you know, I'm not sure how well accustomed. Well, they're a very massive band right now, but in UK, depending on, this is like, depending if you're from hip hop or whatever, rock music will know. But if you're listening to me from hip hop, get into Bad Omens. I'll call Noah because you haven't actually responded to me in a little minute. And I'm calling you to make sure you pick the fuck up.
He's landing in LA. He wants to know where you are.
Yeah, you know what
you
I mean?
Ain't expecting
bruv,
him.
Noah, bro. Listen, I know you're getting big, bro, but listen, bro. Remember our conversations, mate.
Don't be forgetting it. Don't be forgetting.
We ain't like that, bro. And you know we ain't like that.
So, very well connected.
Connected by authentic ties. You know, I worked for him, and it's reciprocated, and that's the only thing I care about. It's making sure people understand who I am, so we can build on the percentages of who we are together.
Man, it's so curious, the idea that, because again, I just, not that you're not appreciated, but I think from a label, from a industry
Dude, I'm not appreciated.
From an industry point of view, I think it drives me fucking batshit, the idea of people with such extreme brand connections, creativity, and output, that it just isn't reciprocated in make something happen, let's go, and I'm troubled at the idea that it's just an industry thing. It's way more a British thing, underplaying all the time, never enough. I don't know what they want.
I'm
from
very. One thing I hear is like, I don't think I'm a scary person, but I hear I'm scaring and intimidating, and I don't think that's in a fear thing where people come to me like I'm going to beat you up. But my, the statements, the sentiments I spew, the things I stand for, and just to kind of like, from the bat, you know where you stand with me, is very. I'm not saying it's rare in this industry because, like I said, we have this industry and the players that have done that do it. But today, desperation is rife and people want a chance. So having to break your back to sometimes just be a different version of yourself, or you just market yourself as an artist, it's easier than sometimes someone with a massive voice who is known for speaking out. You know what I mean? It's not always that I'm speaking out about the politics I like, but it's more like the human condition of people, the thoughts and the processes that people that don't like you carry, or how favoritism is rife, or what nepotism can do, or how people that smile in your face but have completely different agendas are completely rife in this industry, and people see that in me. They don't get a chance to do it with me. So it's like, why put him up there? It's easier to make someone like, I don't know, it's easier to make some docile act. And the thing is, I always say people's names. I'm such a cooler outer. It's more like, I get it. I actually get it. Because before I was so angry at people, but I actually get it. So all these people I'm always dissing, shout out Wargasm, for fuck's sake, you pricks. Shout out fucking, I don't actually know what, just shout out Wargasm. Shout out Milky and Sam, because I get it. I actually get it. But, you know what I mean? It's like, why, what, I get it. But that's not my calling. And I know it might take longer for me to be to where my peers are, whether they're the peers that have it all, the mansion, the sticks, or my peers that can sustain their rent because they're getting their 10 grand a month. I get it. But mine is not that. And I have to believe and be confident again that what I stand for, I have to lean back into and find and navigate my way through this, rather than navigate myself through the ideas of others, knowing I don't believe in them. Because one thing I've always had is belief.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I brought that up actually was to suggest, well, America should be your...
Everyone has said it. Everyone.
Well, you're currently, and this is classic classic Britain, you're in the cult classic. You're cult classic right now. It's the, dare I say, Wiley, the Streets. There's other contemporaries, peers.
Shout out Wiley.
Yeah,
it's my
all
brother.
day,
That's
all
literally
day,
my brother.
all day.
Shout out. I actually love
Good
you, Wiley.
peoples, yeah,
He's
yeah.
one of the only people out of this industry, in UK scene today that still hells me up and makes sure, goes, bro, this guy is a weapon, and you need. So you know what, you just.
Yeah, big up Wiley.
Big up Wiley,
Good
man.
peoples. But again, the cult classic, the formula. Got a formula, so your formula exists. England's always been really good at cultivating, creating. It's almost like a holding bay for people to get super hyper creative, and then Skrillex comes and then does stuff. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, inherently, it's like, if that's yours, go to where the market space is, and rather than someone else do it, because I'm pretty sure the majority of dubstep feel away about that.
I was just held back by life, relationships, dog, house, thinking that if I take this leap, I might lose someone I love, knowing that the person that I actually did love took the leap and went to LA for a whole month after 2 months of a breakup. Do you know what I mean? So they was already like, I was like, maybe I should be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So more power to you. I get it, no matter what, whoever's cock you was squatting on. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is. I would have been fucking someone too if I was out there. So you know what? Why not? It's exciting, isn't it? Orgasms are nice. I get, they're nice. You wanted one. You got a couple probably. So I'm proud of it. You know what I mean? It used to hurt me, but I want to know about that.
He's over it now.
I want to know about it. I want to know about it. So yeah, man. You just like I said, fear. I'm someone who's always hurdling fear, and I always pride myself, and I put out there, don't be scared. And I became very scared. I wouldn't say I became scared, I became extremely apprehensive.
Right.
Which then became layered with a lot of like, shouldn't I, double-crossing anxiety. I was never scared because I always walked right into the hurdle of the wind. But anxiety and knowing that if I do this, I might upset 7 people that are working for me. Before I didn't have that. You know what I mean? And that was what kills you. But at the same time, every time I walked into the things I was doing, there was always successful because it was an instinct, it was innate. And it's like, okay, I need to, like I say, music is a playground to experiment and actually practice rebellion. It's the only place you can.
That's it.
Only place you can practice rebellion. You can go in the streets and prank people and do this and that, blah, 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 but that doesn't move people.
No.
There's no vibrations in it. No. But music is a place where you can practice rebellion, you can preach sentiments and try and change the world through small ethos that gravitates to the people when they're doing it. So, you know, that's something I heavily stand by, something I'm leaning back into, something I'm adopting again. And it's nice to be inspired by yourself,
Well,
maybe even your younger
good.
self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's refilling the well with emotions and experiences that perhaps...
That's a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, you've been secured and safe around with the team, then all of a sudden, you know, stabilisers are off and you're going down the hill.
There's
of
no
emotion.
stability.
Yeah.
I have no, like I said, I actually have nothing to lose anymore because I lost it all. So
Yeah.
the only thing I have is the world to gain.
Best place to be,
Yeah,
bruv.
literally. The world is mine
Isn't
to
that
gain.
strange, isn't it? Like, it's the best, worst place you could be.
Yeah, the worst place is sometimes the best place, only when you start to understand where you are.
Yeah.
Because some people want to dwell, misery loves company, and
Yeah.
you will be
You
miserable.
find them anyway, yeah.
You will be miserable and just to stay there because it's easier to tell people how miserable you are. Comfort. Tell me, tell me that. Tell me it will be better.
Yeah.
Rather than me leaning
Yeah.
into, but tell me it will be
Yeah.
better. Give me the hope. I don't actually believe in hope because hope is saying like, you know, my granddad's riddled with cancer.
Yeah.
He's got that tumour in his brain, but we all sit together and hold a hand. We hope he'll be all right. But he's gone tomorrow. He's gone tomorrow. So,
And on that note, you've only got one life. One thing I will say, actually, talking about this thing without going too far off subject, dude, you're a make shit happener, and that's rare. I mean, that's
my agent always just say I'm a hustler,
yeah.
and I was just not a hustler.
Where's that come
'cause
from?
I'm not
though?
hustling.
Where does that make shit happen from? Like, not everyone gets on Kerrang radio like that as a presenter. Not everyone, you know what I mean? This is...
No, 100%. It's cool because it's me, in the sense of like, when I say it's me, if you know where I'm from, you know, I've been stabbed from my areas, I've sold crack and coke from my areas, I've beaten people up in my areas and been beaten up in my areas, you know what I mean? I've done, where I'm from is not, it's not like, yo, where I'm from is the real, no, it's just that I didn't have anyone to follow, nobody. The people I was actually following were actually not the best people, but the only people I had. My dad wasn't the biggest. My dad was like a massive influence to me until I about 14 when I realised that I don't actually want to be like you. Do you know what I mean? Not as a bad thing. He's kind of he's a good. It's hard because it's very arbitrary. He's a good man for him, and maybe just for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love him and shit.
But that's dads in general. isn't
Yeah,
it?
like, you know what I mean? Like, God forbid, well, no, my son probably might do the same to me if I ever had a child. But, yeah, fuck you. But, you know, so, what was he saying? Because I started going into a well with my father.
Doers and makers and happeners.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
making stuff happen, it's the only, it's like I said, it's a testament to the, dare I say, the matrix we're in. Because, like I said, this is, you clock the glitches and the guguguts, and then you be able to be like, if you knock on that wall, you can kind of walk around it and come out that end. And, you know, you have to believe, you have to be very real to yourself. And you have to know that you have to really understand who you are. And even though you're going to keep learning and understanding who you are, you have to realize that you are not like, you know, some people are just a product of what they're being sold. They're just a marketing product. They're just walking around as a marketing product. Like, I am a product of every advert I see. I wake up with echo chambers of McDonald's and Burger King bouncing around my head. I wake up and I buy things from the shops. The only thing I need is Amazon today because all I need to do is spend and buy. They're just products of the world. And then you have people that understand, you know, the innate desire in them to be more than just the carbon and glucose that you occupy. There's the stars and the rocks that inhabit who you are. And that you know, through it all, that there's more to give than just worrying. And I think that's so important to tap into that, the magic. And I keep going again, you have to understand it's magic. Like, half the things you do as a human being are magic. And magic is energy, and magic is, it's not like, I'm not trying to bring on some spiritual hippie vibe, because sometimes I don't actually know what I am. I've been religious, I've been in the mosque, bruv. I've been praying with the Muslims. I've been a Christian. I've been everything you can believe. I actually one time looked up and thought, what the fuck am I doing? And walked out of things. Because I'm like, this is beyond, you know what I mean? No disrespect to anybody, but
It ain't for you.
There's so much more to deliver than just. I got one chance. I got one chance of living, but I've got infinite amounts of trying whilst I'm still here. So I have to keep trying. I have to align myself with the things I've thought. I have to recognise that I am no different to the greatness that has occupied this earth, and all I have to do is tap into the places it is. And I want to do that through the mediums I occupy: music, joking, entertainment. You know, the beauty of kind of delivering pieces as a human, whether it be how you sculpt your hands when you're just talking, and what kind of magic that can give, and how that can make someone think of complete different things when you start doing this and you do that at the same time, and all of a sudden you've moved this, that, and the other. So much beauty. Shout out Dynamo, because Dynamo teaches me so much. That's one of my dudes. Dynamo, like, shout out Dynamo, because you've shown me so much. Like, he's one of my fucking biggest dudes. One time he took me and Sid out in his car one time, and he had this new 360 GoPro, and it just come out at the time. He was doing so much stuff. I learned so much from him. He's one of the most flawless magicians of understanding.
Smooth.
So smooth. So, like I said, I've learned from when you've learned from so much greatness around you, and you bring it back to your friends around you sometimes, and you're like, it's very hard. It's lonely. It's lonely because the world is full of great people, and you want everyone to kind of think along the tangents you think, but you can only think along those tangents when you get to experience that level of tangent by where you keep getting to go. Hence why I'm a doer, I'm a make doer, because I have to keep going around and finding out what is what. I can't have so much limited information. I'm a percentage man. Like I say, every time you meet someone, you're at 0.00 or you're at 0.06, depending on your names, your this, the other. There's just small basic bits of data. Then you build and you build. And I mean, like I said, all it is like, I'm not even trying to reach 100%. I just want to have data.
Yeah, you're sharp. You're sharp as fuck.
Yeah, no.
And you are. I get a sense that the performance in you, the characterified person in you that entertains, makes people happy, I definitely get a gauge that each one is like that.
Yeah.
Bruv,
I say I'm a prodder.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So you're
lovely.
just a-
I love it.
So
I'm so glad.
I clocked that.
No one's ever done it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Prod it. I always say prod.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I haven't even said prod yet.
Yeah.
But no one's ever
No.
gave me my analogy to me. It's kind of scary, bruv.
Come on, bruv.
Fuck me, for Jesus Christ.
So you're there constantly assessing, and perhaps those percentages are an alignment of what your expectations are of people. B, the strength in their character. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a load of different variables which create that percentage, but you know, we're talking about the human species these days. No disrespect, guys. Big up to all my crew. But, you know, the realities are that you're probably looking for that fucking 100 all the time. And you're probably 99% disappointed a lot of the time.
100%. Because you can't expect 100.
No.
You have to kind of work out the
That's why you feel lonely. That's why you feel frustrated.
Yeah,
and I get it, Rod, because I'm with you. I'm there. I get it.
Yeah, no, I always say real recognised of cloth, real recognised on cloth woven with cloth, and you don't have to ask or question it. You just see it the minute you're in a room with someone. You don't have to bury your eyes. You don't have to scatter your eyes around their face and be like, oh, you're not even looking at me properly. You know, it's very easy. So, and sometimes it's even nice to kind of get that off. Like I said, my friends know it because, like I said, I don't hide who I am. They're the most, you know, the people that spend a lot of time with me, and even some musicians that I'm, you know, like, even if you see me work with, they're like I say, my family, they know me. They know what type of person I am, so I get to be aided. I'm not aided a lot in a lot of the things I'm around it. So they aid me, they understand me. I get pushed to be who I am. And one of my biggest advocates is Corey and Alicia Taylor. And you know, me and Corey are very. Oh mate, they don't change.
Want you to amplify.
Be louder. Do you know what I mean? Be louder.
Yeah.
And
those are the best people on the fucking planet.
Best people, mate.
They're your best. Oh man, they're
Corey,
the coaches.
He knows it. Like I say, like bro, I think maybe even the last minute. Look, if they know it, the last message probably even sent this guy, telling him how much I love this guy. Thank you. I love you. Look, love you is that I love you. It's just love.
Love all day.
Because that's because there's no. That's what I'm saying. I love. That's my. You know, they amplify me, man. And sometimes I get very weirded out because it's like I'll do press runs and every question is about so your relationship with Corey and Slipknot and Tech Nine and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Like why would you not want to get asked about that? But sometimes people, like I said, the inauthenticity of just thinking it's just this relationship of music. These people amplify me to be the best version of myself, to never change. Well, change for the good, but don't change the qualities about you that have brought you here. And I wouldn't be here, not like in so many different places, if it wasn't for Corey Taylor, man. I'll never stop saying it. Like, love him, bruv. And Alicia Taylor. I kind of met them both at the same time. Like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? Even though I've worked with Corey musically on so many fucking things, we've even got new music coming out probably this year.
Cold.
But, yeah, man.
Authentically you.
Bruv, Kelly Osbourne, Sid Wilson, Corey Taylor, Alicia Taylor, Griffin Taylor, Tech Nine, Billy Martin from Good Charlotte, Joe Madden, Johnny Clayface, Mo, Kieran, Luke, my manager right now, my sister, my friend, well, I'm not just going to do it, Megan. So many that I are, you know what I mean, without them in my life currently, and my dog, Eden. Oh, God. Bruv, my dog. God. Yeah, without them, I would not
Circles.
be. Yeah, bruv.
Circles.
They're my power circles.
Yeah.
They understand me. I get pushed, especially my brother Johnny Clayface. Grime artist, guitarist, dubstep producer.
What?
Like one of the best grime MCs in the bits. Like, bruv, if you don't listen to him, get the fuck off this thing. I don't want to talk to you. Johnny Clayface.
Having people that secure your creative craft and your energy, yeah, it's so important, isn't it? You know, it's everything, because then it's, you know, they become your coaches, they become your cheerleaders, they become your everything, and then it allows you to do you. At the age you're at now, well, you can't go back. Looking forward looks different. Looking forward, you're probably at like a 75%, where you're kind of emotionally, lifestyle, you're self-managing. You're at a point where it's like, well, a bit like me, you know. It's like, well, I ain't gonna do nothing else, so I'm gonna go do this and blaze of glory. Fuck you, I'm going. You need people that coach you. You need that shit because they build up the extra fucking armory that makes.
Because no man is an island.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of adopt that idea.
Yeah.
And you think you can do you against the world.
Beautiful thing, man. Especially with the talent you hold, bruv. Like the new music that you got going on, the fact that you're, you know, expanding your own brand and voice into different media platforms, the whole idea of the collaborations and getting out, your newfound freedom, as it were, right now. Bruv, the world is the oyster right now.
Yeah, man, it is.
It's fucking sick.
And it's dope. I'm still getting to fucking revel in it. Still here. I'm not dead yet. I don't know if I have any weird benign tumours or brain cancer. I don't know anything yet, but I'm still healthy. So as long as I'm still here like that, you know, I'm just going to keep fucking with this shit, man. And shout out Rose McGowan. I absolutely love you. And I can't wait for anyone to hear what we're doing. Because Rose McGowan is a beast.
Hear that?
And she's a maverick.
Rose
and
McGowan,
she's beautiful. And she is the leader of the cultural reset. And people don't understand her. Well, they do understand her, but people that don't get it don't understand her. And I just want them to know I love you. I love you, Rose. Trust me. My dog.
Bit of Kid Bookie did laugh. My brother, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. My Donny.
Fucking amazing. Shout out my fucking brother, man.
Yeah, come on, my bro.
Thank you.
Listen, always in.
Yeah,
Tea in the
bro.
pot, drinks to the fridge. So it is. Killa Kela podcast, Out Like In was out of fashion, serves you all right. Remember, crime don't pay, but neither do they. Don't talk to anyone I wouldn't. You stay lucky, people. Peace. That was sick, bro. Loved it.
I love it.
Donny.